Kicks 107.5. Back to Marco and Cheats.
Show poll for Cage the Elephant tickets. When did sports get the best of you? You know, last night NBA Finals saw people in Cleveland at the bars. The ESPN, I love this these days too. Man, when there's a big game, they got cameras set up in the hometown bars everywhere. Just watching people go ape doo-doo over their team. I love it.
I was a little surprised that the residents of Cleveland didn't burn the city to the ground, because that's usually the go-to when you break a title drought.
Especially
you
there.
Celebrate by burning your own town.
Especially in Cleveland. I mean, these poor guys, they've got nothing. They got winters of 10 below. I mean, they need to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Because around the corner is their starting quarterback, Robert Griffin III. They need to really enjoy this moment because they're going to come back to earth very quickly. So the show poll for the ticket is for the tickets, Cage the Elephant tickets, is when sports got the best of you, you over-celebrated, maybe got yourself in some trouble. Chet, welcome to the show, Chet.
Hey,
Chet.
what's going on?
Not much. Ready for your call, Chet.
Not too much, man.
Is it a good time for you, Chet, or should we check back in?
Yeah, right now it's good, actually.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Appreciate the call, Chet. That was awesome. Debbie, what's going on, Debbie?
Yes, hi.
How are you? What do you got for the show poll?
Well, my son did football and wrestling his whole life from the age of 5 until he graduated high school. So I was like the team mom throughout everything, including into high school. But every year I had to sign 2 parent waivers because I always ended up on the field.
You mean on the field because you were fighting?
Well, yes, a little, kind of.
Yeah. Did you ever get physical with like another parent?
Only once. Oh, okay, twice. Only twice. Once in wrestling and once in football, but that's it. And I didn't even start it. You just don't put your hand on my kid.
Which brings me to my next question. Did you ever get physical with another child? Like, did you freak out and, like, push over a child or anything? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Did you ever push a kid?
No. No. I pushed him. Okay, so my son was wrestling. My son slammed him. So that's allowed. That's not a big deal. And then the father came and pushed my son. And while his son was getting ready to jump on my son, I pushed his son out of the way. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
But you're out of prison and everything's fine, right?
Everything was good.
Okay.
And my son won. So
And your
that's all that
son
matters.
won. Of course. This is the typical sports moms. You know, at the end of the day, they're fighting, they're brawling, punching, and then but my son won.
I like how she's like, I only assaulted one minor. That's it.
Well, and then originally she said no, and she goes, well.
Yeah.
Good job, Debbie. Hold on a second. Emma,
Hey, guys.
show poll, when sports got the best of you, what happened?
Well, my story is actually kind of a little bit similar, only a little bit more extreme.
All right.
I grew up with my cousin doing sports all the time, and I would always go to his games because we were a huge supportive family. And his dad, my Uncle Ben, it was kind of a joke where he usually only got to see half the games because he got kicked out of almost every one of his games at some point. So, for different things, for yelling at the ref or the umpire. When baseball, the umpire was a big one because my cousin was a catcher, and this one time he wound up getting real close to the fence and shaking the fence and screaming at the umpire, and the umpire wound up kicking dust in his face or something, and he just went crazy. It was insane.
Like physical violence?
Are they throwing a bat at him or what?
No violence to where it hurt anyone, but it was a scene, that's for sure. And yeah.
You know what else gets me sometimes? Thank you, Emma. You know what else gets me? You ever know a guy, I call them Mr. Softball. You ever meet a Mr. Softball?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've just done this so long, and I've worked with radio stations and different media companies and stuff, and everybody's got a softball league. And do we have a softball league, Ransom, here?
Yeah, we have had one for the last couple of years that I've been here.
Well, who ruined it? It's gone? Got to be a story,
I think
right?
everybody kind of ruined it because the last time that they tried to get it, they didn't have enough people who wanted to be a part of the team.
Oh, I'd like to do it. I have fun doing it. But you always run into a guy who I call Mr. Softball.
Yeah.
And this was the guy who was never good enough in high school that felt like his dad didn't like him because he wasn't as good as a baseball player.
This is the guy who knows his batting average in the softball league.
In softball, right? Yes. This is Mr. Softball. He wears the sliding pants. I mean, he's got the whole deal. Stirrup sometimes. I mean, everything. And he's really going ape crap all over the place. These guys just trip me out. And they look the same. They did steroids, but then they stop too quick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And their faces all red, and they're drinking Budweiser. Oh, man, Mr. Softball.
They have personalized batting gloves with their name on it.
That's exactly
and their
right.
number.
And then even their bag, their softball bag, they bought it on eBay from like some player from AAA that no one's ever heard of.
Right. Just
to say, hey, this is legit. It's touched an MLB diamond before. Mr. Softball. And they get so pissed and they want to fight. They always want to fight. Mr. Softball. Let's get to Dimitri. What's up, Dimitri?
Is that me?
Yes, I don't know. Is it you? I hope so.
Are you Dimitri?
Right, hey, guys.
What's your driver's?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Hey, so yeah, I've been into high school sports all my life. So is my brother. So is my sister. And one time at one of my brother's baseball games, my dad went a little crazy. My brother made an error on the field, and the coach pulled him out in the middle of the inning. They were getting beat real bad. And my dad, who had sponsored the team at that time, he had scaled the backstop 10 feet, 15 feet in the air. I'm not even kidding. There's a video on YouTube. And he ripped his sponsorship flag down while cursing out the coach and like everyone in the administration. And he was banned from CCSD Sports for about a year.
Oh, man.
So when you pull your sponsorship, does like the team turn in the jerseys immediately? Because I'm sure he's got the company name.
Probably go inside out, right?
Yeah.
Immediately?
All the sponsorship flags that were for the team were all along the backstop.
Man.
So we didn't have them actually on the jerseys. It was just along the backstop.
Guys got to call like Donald Trump, make the backstop bigger. This guy scaled it.
Trampoline.
Or something,
Oh,
you know?
yeah, he scaled it, and my sister and my cousin were standing under like they're going to catch him, but he's like 240 pounds, and they're like 100 like each. So, I mean, it was quite a sight.
Thank you, Dimitri. That is great. That is great. You know, he's a sponsor of a thing. He hates a call on the field. He goes and rips his sign down.
I'm taking my flag back. The thing about it is you get passionate about your kids or whatever. At
Sure.
some point, though, making a scene like that
it's
has to
terrible.
be just mortifying for your child,
I
right?
remember, I think I was like 10, and my dad was like one of the assistant coaches. And I don't know what happened to one of the regular coaches. Like the head coach, he was out for a day. Maybe he was in jail or something, but he didn't show up. And so my dad's arguing this call. And this was back in the day where like a lot of the coaches on the sideline, like they would drink beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like everybody was drinking beer, the parents and everything.
Yeah.
So he goes out to argue this call. He's carrying a can of Budweiser. And I'm like, oh, no. Put my face in my mitt. And I'm like, this is not going to end well. And he's arguing. He's doing the whole finger. And the ump's doing this. And they're back and forth. They're always holding a can of Budweiser. And I'm like, this is just a bad look.
Yeah.
My dad's out there with a Budweiser. You know what I mean? And he's arguing. And then the ump throws him out. And I guess they had some rule where you had to go sit in your car. You had to, like, leave. So my dad's in his car
Walk
with the
of shame.
Budweiser watching the game.
Why is it always the parents?
What do you mean?
It's always the parents at these things. You know, like the wife and I, we actually coached an under-6 soccer team
Yeah.
here in Las Vegas. We used to play all our games over at Desert Breeze Park every Thursday night, and it was an under-6-year-old soccer team. They didn't even keep score.
Well, you've got a bad temper, though. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
Oh.
I was actually just the coach. But yeah, these parents are out there
Going crazy.
going absolutely nuts because
Yeah.
their kid missed a goal. I had to actually hold two parents back because from opposite teams because they just wanted to go at each other. It was ridiculous. Again, under 6 years old.
I tell you, they don't let the parents booze anymore at these youth, and they should. I think that's why back in the day it was so much fun. The parents are having a
get 'em a
couple cold beers, you know?
Yeah, get them a little sedated.
Yeah, just
You know what I mean?
relaxing a little bit. Now
Right.
everyone's all stressed out, you know, and they're drinking these monster drinks. Their veins are coming out of their necks. I mean, it's insane.
They're very proud of their children.
Yes, and children very proud of them, too. All right, we'll get to more of your show poll calls for Cage the Elephant tickets. When sports got the best of you and all of our contestants, you'll have a chance to win these tickets at 9:45 this morning. We'll make that announcement. It's Marco and Jeets X 1075.